Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Monday, December 12th, 2011. What a volatile day it's starting out to be. Let's take a look at the S&P 500 E-mini futures. You'll look here and you'll see this contract is trading lower by 11.5 points this morning. Pretty solid decline this morning. Really, news out of Europe is not so hot this morning. You also have Moody's reaffirming a potential downgrade there. So, once again, the European meeting or European Union summit comes up really with lackluster news, and you see the markets are under a little bit of problems. Also, you had an Italian one-year bond yield, which actually went off okay, but the 10-year bond yield is back above the 6.5% level, and that is problematic going forward. 7 seems to be the magic number where the markets are just going to fear mode. So we'll see how that holds up. But nonetheless, it is a pretty ugly start to the day. Futures are down about 11 points as we speak. Um, Overall, the market's under pretty good pressure here, but there are a few things that we want to point out quickly. First, we'll talk about GLD, gold. You'll see the GLD trading down pretty sharply this morning. Gold is getting hit. Right now, gold is signaling deflation to the markets. When gold goes down, it is problematic. Right now, you see GLD trading at 163. Closed on Friday at 166.40. So that's a major decline to the start of the day. We'll see if gold can bounce a little bit. But either way, it's down sharply to start the morning. Silver is also the SLV. You could also see is sharply lower, trading down to the $30.28 level. The SLV on Friday closed at $31.33. So any way you slice or dice it, the precious metals are getting hit and signaling early deflation. Now, we know when the precious metals are lower, when the stock markets are lower, it must mean only one thing. The U.S. dollar index is trading higher. And let's take a look at the U.S. dollar index futures. You'll see they're trading all the way up to $79.30. That's a big move for the market, for the dollar. And that's putting a lot of pressure on the market as the markets deflate. So great move for the dollar today, extending its little bit of a rally. And as long as the dollar goes up, the markets will go down. Now, if the dollar does pull back intraday, the markets will usually bounce off of the lows. And you could watch that almost live time, tick for tick, as that happens. You'll see that the stock markets and the U.S. dollar index trade virtually inverse, almost tick for tick. The only time that will not happen is when the volume is very light in the stock market. Okay, so we're going to have to watch for that. The TLT this morning, this is long treasuries, 20-plus year, 20, 30-year bonds, and you'll see they're catching a really nice solid bid today, trading around the 117.71 level as fear is coming into the market. But only thing you want to remember is the dollar goes up, the markets go down. Dollar goes up, usually the TLT will go up with it as well. Okay, so that's what we're looking at the moment. Couple of other things to cover quickly. The Shanghai index last night could not catch a bid. Meanwhile, Asia as a whole was sort of mixed. We can't make too much out of it, but you had the Nikkei up 117 points. The Hang Seng was down basically flat. The Shanghai, which is China, was down 1%. That's a pretty ugly decline. And then you had the Indian Sensex, which was down over 2% last night. So watch for, if the U.S. markets are weak, watch for weakness in all of the Chinese and Indian ADRs this morning. So stocks like Baidu already under pressure. Stock like Sina Corp under pressure already. Tata Motors, which is an Indian car manufacturer, under pressure. Infosys, this one could be under pressure at the start of the day. So watch the Shanghai and also the Indian ADRs. They both could be under pressure. And if you ask me, they're the most important. Much more important than Japan right now, and much more important than the Hang Seng, which is basically Hong Kong. So again, watch that. U.S. markets are weak. Those two leading indexes will be lower this morning to start the day. Couple of stocks in the news. There's not all that much out there, but one stock I did see this morning was Onyx Pharmaceuticals. I believe that they have a drug out there that the FDA said will not get approval in 2012. They need to see more data. Stock is getting hit sharply. One level I would watch for this stock is we'll have a little bit of support around $34.40. But remember, anytime you're dealing with the drug that will not get an approval has a tendency sometimes to really go lower. So be careful when trading these biotechs, and they have no proven drugs and things of that nature. A stock that could benefit from the Onyx news, though, is Celgene. And watch Celgene. Celgene could be strong today. It does have resistance, a little bit of resistance around 64, but it does not look to be major. But this stock could benefit from the Onyx news today. So watch, keep Celgene on the radar. Onyx, like I said, you got to be careful there because it is a biotech. Really, that's all I'm seeing this morning. I'm not really seeing anything standing out to me all that much. You do have oil down about $1.37, trading around 98 bucks a barrel. Take a look at the USO. That's the United States Oil Fund. You'll see that's trading around $38 a share. So again, this ultimately could pull back a little bit more, but we'll see. Right now, it's nothing that terrible. If the U.S. dollar index starts to fall, expect a move up in oil. That's just the way it works these days. Really, the dollar controls the price of oil, if you ask me. It's not only traded in dollars, but it will move inverse to the dollar. Okay, with that said, everybody, I'm going to leave it short and sweet today on this Monday. Let's see how the market reacts, see if there's any more news out of Europe. But simply just follow the U.S. dollar index. It will tell you really everything you need to know. If the dollar goes up, the stock markets will go down, and vice versa. Alrighty, with that said, have a great morning. Have a great trading day. We'll see you all tomorrow.